Just hours ago, St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer and St. Louis County Executive Sam Page declared a state of emergency for the city and county, fast-tracking resources as dangerous cold and snow soon move in. This follows a statewide emergency issued by Governor Mike Kehoe just days ago. Thanks so much for joining us at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson. We begin tonight with a weather impact alert, what's coming, how cold it will get, and what it means for you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
Hey, a lot going on tonight. We know the cold air is definitely here, Kelly. There is no question about that. One thing I want you to notice here, we're looking out at Lambert, St. Louis Lambert International, Terminal 2, your Southwest Terminal. Look at all the Southwest planes. This is a Friday night. Normally you'd have planes still coming and going at this hour. All those taillights are off. They are here, so that's your morning flights for tomorrow morning. There's been a lot of adjustment in flight schedules already by the dispatchers at the airlines across the country. Reason being is a lot of big hubs like Dallas being impacted by this weather. They're about ready to go over to that wintry mix there. Snow spreading across Oklahoma. Our concern is the snow that's going across Kansas, and it's showing up on the radar here in southwest Missouri. Don't be alarmed. Mizzou just sent up a weather balloon not too long ago. Air's still really dry. We have all of that moisture that's coming in aloft. It has to moisten the lower levels of the atmosphere for the snow to reach the ground. That's not going to happen until sometime mid-morning tomorrow, we think, around St. Louis. Cold's here, wind chill sub-zero right now. That'll stay that way right on through Monday. First wave of snow later tomorrow morning through tomorrow afternoon. The second wave arrives as we head into very late Saturday night on into Sunday. Late Saturday night into Sunday, that's when our more substantial snowfall will occur, and that's when we're going to have the big travel problems. Temperatures tonight dropping into the single digits. They're not going to move too much from where they are right now. Out the door, you're dry tomorrow. Still have time to run and get bread, milk, whatever you need for French toast early. But as the day wears on, road conditions, they'll be impacted some tomorrow night into Sunday once we start piling up that heavier snow. And most of the area gets anywhere from 8 to 13 inches. Some of us will hear thunder and get a little more. More on that in a few minutes.
All right, Scott. Well, drivers prepare for impact. MoDOT says it's bracing for a massive winter wallop that could bring travel to a standstill. Officials held a briefing this afternoon with urgent warnings for anyone planning to hit the road. As 5 News' Brent Solomon explained, St. Louis County is also setting up its weather defense plan.
Yeah, we got to look inside of MoDOT's command center today, where crews are working around the clock to get ahead of the storm. As they gear up for 2 rounds of snow, they're urging you to just stay off the roads altogether to let them work. MoDOT says more than 3,000 employees across the state will work 2 shifts a day. In the St. Louis region alone, about 200 trucks will be active. Crews plan to start overnight and continue until this storm ends. They're focusing first on interstates and major highways before moving to secondary routes. Officials say this will mainly be a plowing event, but cold temps could slow cleanup and cause roads to refreeze. Pre-treatments have been in place in ice-prone areas, but experts say that brine still has its limits.
There's lots of things in treatment, so in this conversation I don't really want to get into all the details of what treatment. We have a lot of arsenals in the toolbox as far as what treatments we put on the road. The treatments that we will have in our arsenal will have limited effectiveness.
St. Louis County is also on high alert. County crews will also be out pre-treating tonight. If you live in the county, you're asked to move your car off of the subdivision streets. That's to help crews help you.
Driving a snowplow is not easy, and we need the help and the partnership of our residents to get that done. So we're asking you to make way for our snowplows, to make room for them on the roadways.
To keep people safe from the cold, St. Louis County has opened more than 3 dozen warming shelters ahead of this storm. MoDOT insists their crews are ready and will begin their overnight shifts tonight. If you need to find a place to stay warm, we have a full list of those warming centers for you. It's posted under this story on KSDK.com.
Tonight, the city of St. Louis has more than 1,000 emergency shelter beds available. Right now, shelters are open 24/7 at the Biddle Housing Opportunity Center and at 4 Peter and Paul shelters. Those are in Jugan, Kings Highway, Sydney, and California shelters. Tonight, St. Charles County crews are deploying an all-hands-on-deck operation for the roads and unhoused. 5 News' Melanie Johnson was there as snowplow drivers filled their tanks before heading out to treat the streets.
Gearing up for the roads before the first flakes fall. 5 on your side on site as St. Charles County plow operators pull up.
We've seen this coming all week. We're prepared.
Continuing a plan of attack of pre-treating the streets ahead of sub-zero temperatures and accumulating snow. Crews out since Wednesday.
The challenging part with this, besides the amount of snow, will be the cold temperatures. Our chemical treatments don't work as well in these conditions, and also it's hard on our equipment.
Highway Superintendent Ted Dunkman asking everyone to allow snowplow drivers to do their jobs and stay out the way.
You're going to encounter snow-packed roads at some point, so drive cautiously, slow into the corners, slow going downhill, slow in general, and don't follow too closely. And give our plows plenty of room to operate.
At least 36 St. Charles County snowplow drivers will be working 12-hour shifts this weekend to cover 1,700 miles of road.
The streets are fragilely cold.
When temperatures drop below 20 degrees, Kathy Thompson and the county deploys its emergency weather response team to rescue anyone from the cold.
We are expecting a large team of people to be on dispatch and telephones to receive those messages left by those that are unhoused in these dangerous, fragile temperatures.
Overnight shelters activated as emergency funding has been granted to rescue those without a place to go. Housing for the homeless doubling in St. Charles since December, serving up to 50 people a night. A county-wide united front working to keep roads clear while volunteers ensure no one is left out in the cold. In St. Charles, Melanie Johnson, 5 on your side.
Our team will be here all weekend long to help you get through the storm and to help keep you safe. Be sure to watch our live extended weather coverage during the following times on your screen. You can find the latest updates anytime on our free streaming app. Download it now by scanning the QR code right on your screen or searching KSDK in the App Store. Tonight, 2 St. Louis police officers remain in the hospital following a deadly head-on wrong-way crash. It happened about 6 hours ago at Interstate 170 and I-64 in St. Louis County. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend has the latest.
It started in city limits.
It was a horrific crash on a frigid Friday between a St. Louis police patrol car and another vehicle.
No cars fell off the flyover ramp, but at this point, it appears that the suspect vehicle rammed into the police vehicle, and it was a fully marked police vehicle.
Investigators say a pursuit unfolded and then ended around 2:30 this afternoon on the flyover ramp from southbound I-170 onto Interstate 64. They say 3 male suspects were in a vehicle when the driver drove the wrong way and plowed into the police car. 2 St. Louis police officers suffered multiple broken bones. 2 suspects died. A 3rd suspect is in the hospital.
The type of collision that happened, our officers are very fortunate.
Chief Robert Tracy said the driving officer suffered injuries on his right side and the other officer's injuries were on his left side. We've learned one of the officers is 33 years old with 7 years of police experience. The other officer is 38 years old. He's been in law enforcement for 12 years. Chief Tracy talked to both officers, whom he says are alert and in good spirits.
And it just shows the dangerous work that our officers do every day to keep our city safe. And our prayers are with them, prayers are with our family, prayers with all our officers that do this job.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Coming up, frostbite risks are rising as this weekend snowstorm approaches. Tips from doctors to help keep you and your family safe. As the bitter cold settles in and the snow not far behind, some of you may be tempted to spend some time outside. Whether you're shoveling your driveway or building a snowman, doctors say it is critical to take the weather seriously.
Even a few minutes of exposed skin in the outdoor weather can cause frostbite. So if people are getting out there and shoveling or planning on being outside, make sure that you layer clothing, wear protective clothing, heavy gloves, waterproof gloves, and then a scarf and hat to protect the face.
Doctors also recommend limiting your time outdoors by taking breaks when you start to feel too cold. And Scott, it is no joke out there right now.
Oh yeah, wind chills have really dropped off. They've been down around 10, 15 degrees below zero at times. through the afternoon, now into tonight. It's not going to change much as we head into tomorrow. It's essentially the calm before the big storm. You see out in St. Charles, still dry roads, clouds are rolling in, no snow right now. We're not going to have any snow tonight. Waits until later tomorrow morning. So into Monday, we have the cold air. We already have this bitter cold. It's already here. It's going to stay here. It doesn't leave. Daytime Saturday, the snow will be developing. Late morning, around lunchtime, metro. All of the snow that falls is going to stick. Initially, it'll probably blow off the roads. It's going to be a very powdery snow, very dry snow. Maybe 1 to 3 inches by late tomorrow afternoon, early evening, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Saturday night, there's a bit of a break, but then the periods of snow really ramp up around midnight, heading towards daybreak. That's when it's going to get rough on the roads. And then the snow will end by midday on Sunday, but we will get some more gusts of wind as we head towards the afternoon Sunday, which means some blowing snow, which means problems on the roads. Those travel problems are going to persist at least into Monday. Here's your snow totals. And let's just put it like this. No matter where you are in the 5 on your side viewing area, you will have significant snow. The lesser amounts are more likely up to the north of St. Louis, where it's 6, 7, maybe 8 inches, Troy up to Bowling Green. But most of us are going to end up with an 8 to 13 or 14-inch snowfall total in our backyard. Might be a little sleet down to the southeast of St. Louis. That's why we did include some lower totals there, thinking that the sleet's going to back it off a little bit. 2 things to watch tonight. The first area where the really heavy snow is, that's going to stay to our south tonight. But this lighter batch of snow coming across Kansas, that has to work into the dry air. We're at 3 degrees right now in St. Louis. Again, the wind chills are running around 10 to 15 below zero. Cold weather advisory into tomorrow morning. Wind chills through the day still below zero, climbing to about 10 degrees. Between 10 and noon is when we expect the snow to start in St. Louis. That dry air eating into this leading edge of snow. Once the air moistens near the ground, then we will start to see that snow reach the ground. That's not going to happen until we get towards midday into tomorrow afternoon. And again, we're not looking at huge amounts of snowfall here during Saturday proper. We're talking 1 to 3 inches, we think, by tomorrow night. Maybe there's some spots southwest that get 4 inches or so, but we will look at that snow really pick up in intensity, and it comes down at 1 to 2 inches per hour as we go into the overnight hours Saturday into Sunday morning. That's why we end up with an additional 5 to 8 inches or so, pushing us into that 10, 13, 14-inch range. Significant snow. After Saturday evening, overnight Saturday night into Sunday, plan on just staying put wherever you are. Unless you absolutely positively have to be outside, it's not worth the risk given the cold temperatures and the problems that we have with the snow on the road. Road crews are not going to be able to keep up with that snow as it is falling as we go into your weekend. So weather impact alert, we got a lot of streaming on 5+ over the next few days.
Oh, yeah. You guys are going to be here giving us all the information and keeping us safe. All right. Here's Corey Miller and Zach Barnes with 5 on your sideline.